right. We are the top of greatness we are fond of because we know how to bond and we fight better than James Bond with our water filling the pond. And right here, welcome again once again to another moment of brilliance right here on Sportyfied. The best beyond every comparison. Go check that in the bank. We are the best because I remain myself, Ezekiel, Billy, and today I've got the regular suspect, one which is Tega. What's up? How have you been?
Great.
And I would love to call you this. It's been in my mind. Limao, how have you been doing? How's the week been?
Fantastic. I've been okay. I mean, loads of football action, so I'm excited.
You enjoyed yesterday, have you?
Well, speaking of yesterday, lots of action went down. The UEFA Champions League, and some teams were playing in the Europa Champions League. Sorry. Yeah, I even wanted to use that because the Europa now looks more like a Champions League where we'll have the big boys, Juventus, Barcelona, and not to forget Sevilla and Frankfurt. All of these guys playing in the Champions League. But straight up to the major talking point of today, because I'm sure you guys will definitely be ready. You might not want to hear this, but in the recent years, this have been one of the biggest games around the globe. These two games, which is number one, the Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona, and you want to say the Northwest rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United. For both of you, which is actually the biggest between these two games?
Is that even a question?
I think it should be because...
You think it should be?
Yeah, because when you check out the title...
If you think it should be, that means you just started watching football now.
Nah,
because
no.
The biggest game in football, we know, El Clasico, that is Barcelona Madrid, the second biggest game in the world.
We have to go
No, it's in South America, River Plate and Boca Juniors. That is, if you go anywhere
around football,
it is on record.
So how about you?
I mean, I agree with him with the biggest game in the world. El Clasico is a no-brainer.
Then the second
has
will be
to
what?
be United and Liverpool.
United and Liverpool.
Because for you to
what happened to River Plate and Boca Juniors?
Because for you to mention River Plate,
and Boca
a whole lot of
Juniors.
things
I don't think people
is
around
at
the
stake
world
because
Those are the two biggest teams in South America.
I mean, if
think
you're talking about
You can't tell me you don't care because
the views
football is not
matters.
only based in Europe.
the views matter.
No, you are saying this because you are in this part of the world. If you want to follow what the world is going with,
Okay,
you know what the world is
think-
going
yeah,
with.
but attraction though. How many people around the world will sit down
That's
to watch
it.
a River Plate?
And Boca Juniors. But they went and they got Julian Alvarez from River Plate now. That means they are watching him
Nigeria
now.
would they go thief some kind of small sweet rice to make the European League spice up a bit. Well, that is there for you guys to decide which is actually the biggest. Will you stick to the Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona, or the rivalry, the Northwest rivalry between Manchester United and Liverpool? Because
City.
these are the two guys that have won lots of trophies. United 20 league titles, Liverpool with 19. Same to Real Madrid and Barcelona. A whole lot of these guys have dominated both in their league and in Europe. So that's why, Man U have won 3 Champions League, Liverpool have won 6, and 4 down to Madrid, who has won 14, and Barcelona, who have won just 5. So alongside with Atletico Bilbao, these are the only clubs in La Liga that are yet to be relegated. It's beyond politics. The rivalry is thick and it's drawn with their blood, because at this point in time, the biggest game in the world, you're hearing this from my mouth, the biggest game in the world, which is Barcelona against Real Madrid, is set to go down on Sunday.
Wow.
And I'm sure we are all ready to battle this down, because definitely this will be the 250 El Clasico match that is set to go down on Sunday. Real Madrid will be aiming to win their 101 El Clasico game against Barcelona, who this season they look impeccable. We saw how Inter Milan were able to dance through their defense and scrabble some goals out of the Barcelona right here in Camp Nou. But at the same point in time, Barcelona are yet to lose a game in the league, and they have the best defensive record in Europe Top 5 league. They've conceded just 1 goal. Yeah, they've conceded just 1 goal this season in the league. I'm not, talking about the Champions League. And for Real Madrid this season, Real Madrid are yet to keep a clean. Real Madrid have kept just 1 clean sheet in their last, 8 La Liga games. And looking at these two guys, Roberto Lewandowski, top goal scorer for the Spanish La Liga side, and a whole lot of dominance from these two sides. There's a whole lot at stake. But are we going to see a thick line of rivalry between these two guys?
Of course. It's going to be a smashing game now. We have 2 of the best strikers in the world on show on Sunday. Karim Benzema, Robert Lewandowski. It's a very tough game, and in this kind of fixtures, you don't use form or past history to judge this fixture, because going back what happened last season, Barcelona, they were not in good form, they were out of it, they were not competing with anything, but they still beat Madrid 4-0 last season, second leg, 4-0. they were not in the best form. So this game, we're not going to use form to judge. We're just going to watch and enjoy the game.
I mean, I totally agree with him. You know, it's set up nicely for the game between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Both teams are level on points in the La Liga. Both teams have drawn just one, won 7 games. I mean, I think they have about 24, 23 points at this point. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'd love to see, the players that Xavi is going to set up for the team.
And, this will drive me into the point, where I would say for Real Madrid this season, I think we've said this over and over again, when it comes to these big games, form hardly matters. And for Madrid this season, they've started strong and solid. They are yet to lose a game this season.
Fantastic.
Vinicius Jr. has been a huge figure for Madrid,
despite
the absence of Karim Benzema. And with a whole lot of issues going about Mbappe at Paris Saint-Germain, do you think it's time for, because
you think it's time for what?
There's one thing that makes the Clasico beauty, that brings out the beauty of a Clasico, the players.
But they have the players here.
Now,
so what are you talking about?
But at some point in time, Karim Benzema has just 1 year left in his contract, which will expire this season. Do you think Madrid should jump into the Kylian Mbappe deal?
Why are they jumping? Why are they jumping to Kylian Mbappe when they have a Vinicius Jr. there?
I mean, just for pride as well. A player rejected you. I don't think Madrid are going to. I mean, Mbappe is an asset, but it feels like he's coming in. Yeah, he is an asset. I mean, on the pitch.
From his behavior now and what he's doing, I see him as a liability. I don't want someone to come and unsettle a team, because you just signed the contract like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're coming out and saying this was not the agreement, this was not this. Like, grow up. He's not a kid now.
Because
anymore.
Madrid looks like one destination, and if there's something we understand between the rivalry of these two clubs, is making big signings. Barcelona failed to do that the previous season, and this season they made that big signing, Lewandowski. And you guys.
I mean, Aubameyang.
No, but I'm talking about the caliber. It's not. I mean, understand what he's trying to say. The caliber is not. No, it's not at that level. I understand what he's trying to say.
So at this point in time, your predictions for the Clasico game will have to be what? Because it looks like you wouldn't want to base it on form.
I think it's going to be a draw. A 2-2 draw.
Totally agree. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
A 2-2 draw.
Well, for me, I'll definitely have to stick with goals, because this is one game that I've had goals in it. Real Madrid are scoring for form, and Barcelona also knows how to find the ball at the back of the net. And other fixtures are set to go down in La Liga this weekend. Real Vallecano will take on Getafe by 8 p.m. on Friday, and on Saturday, Girona will take on Cadiz by 1 p.m. and Valencia by 3:15 p.m. will take on Elche. Real Mallorca will take on Sevilla by 5:30 p.m. And the big game also in the Spanish La Liga, we see Athletic Bilbao take on Atletico Madrid by 8 p.m. And on Sunday, the big game, then we'll see Celta Vigo takes on Real Sociedad by 1 p.m. Real Madrid, the big game for that for the week, will go and will take on Barcelona at the Santiago Bernabeu by 3:15 p.m. And other games set to go, we see Espanyol take on Real Valladolid by 5:30 p.m. and Real Betis will take on Almeria by 8 p.m. And on Monday we'll see Villarreal take on Osasuna by 8 p.m. also. And straight up to the English Premier League, where loads of action, the Gunners have found a way to shut them out. They've proven to us once again that they are not punny, and they are ready to show their superiority over every club. And the only person ahead, that looks like a stopping block to Arsenal this season is Manchester City. And Manchester City will be facing, the Merseyside, will be facing Liverpool from Merseyside. This looks like a northwest, rivalry between these two clubs. And when you roll down the rivalry, it started, I think it should be the 2013-2012 season, when Manchester City won the league ahead of Liverpool with just 1 point, and fall back to other seasons where we've seen the same thing happen again. Last season, Manchester City won the league with just 1 point, and like you said, and like we've said, we don't want to base this on form. Liverpool are terrible. They are shambolic this season, and Manchester City are superb. They are classic in their ways. How will Klopp handle the pressure from Pep?
The game, that game is just it's going to be a very, very fantastic game. But I don't see Liverpool doing anything in that game. I see City winning that game convincingly.
Now for Liverpool, on Wednesday, they won that game against Rangers by 7-1. Mohamed Salah making himself an hat-trick within the space of 6 minutes and a couple of seconds, the fastest in the Champions League. And for Liverpool, the victory against Rangers, is it a fluke?
How?
Is he
How can it be
a
a fluke?
victory in disguise, like to just wash Man City?
7-1.
I mean,
Because
we've seen
away from
Liverpool-
home.
You know, the same thing happened against Bournemouth.
They
9-0.
scored-
Liverpool
Exactly.
is back.
No, you
And
know,
all of a sudden, they went back to
you
their
know,
old ways.
Liverpool, they are like barbarians now. Once they come at you, they are coming to kill you. They are scoring to the end. They are not respecting you. They don't care.
At some point in that game, though, it felt like Rangers were going to do something. I mean, it was a draw at some point, 1-1. But
Rangers scored first, I think.
yes, it was a draw at some point. But we saw Liverpool do what
Show their class.
They
What
know how
Liverpool
to do
should have
best.
been doing.
Yeah.
Scored a lot of goals. But like I said, I like the way you put the question. I like how you said, are Liverpool going to contain City's fire or something? I think that's a very good question because City they're just too much. I mean, they've proven too much for a lot of people.
Have you thought about
But you're
them
talking about a
without
Liverpool
the
team
attack?
that have been shambolic in defense. I mean, their defense has been
What Liverpool have been scoring
ridiculous.
goals.
Two games back, it was a draw, 3-3. I mean, they had to come back. They had to dig deep in that game as well. So I think Liverpool have been really shambolic, and it's a battle of whose defense is worse.
But can they stop
Nice.
Haaland?
You know,
I don't
that
think
is even who I'm actually going to,
Can they
because
stop Haaland?
they did stop Haaland in the Carabao fixture.
I mean, there were talks in that game that Haaland was not going to do it. It was going to take time to get into the Premier League, and the player who scored, what's his name?
No,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
He's now
was
the one,
tipped to be the better
and
player.
he's now
You know,
taking time to.
reverse is the case. But we'll have to spice this up and hit the nail up. Go down to the fixtures we're about to see this weekend in the English Premier League, because Leicester City will take on Crystal Palace on Saturday. But before that game, Brentford will take on Brighton on Friday by 8 p.m.
Cracking
The
game.
Leicester City game will go on by 12:30 p.m.
I don't know how they've not
And
sacked.
I don't know.
Rodgers.
I don't know. I mean, I know the juju where the man they use, but God go help them. Fulham will take on Bournemouth by 3 p.m. Same time, Wolverhampton Wanderers will take on Nottingham Forest. We don't know how that man also have not been sacked.
Which
and
one?
then what's his name?
He just signed a new contract. How will
I
he
don't
sack
know.
him?
I don't know why they've not sacked him. Then Tottenham Hotspur will take on Everton by 5:30 p.m. And on Sunday, where we have lots of fixtures, Aston Villa will take on Chelsea by 2 p.m. Leeds United against Arsenal by 2 p.m. Your predictions for the Chelsea game?
Chelsea, they are on form now, so I give Chelsea the straight win.
All right, Leeds United against Arsenal.
I think Arsenal are going to win it 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Then the next game we're going to see would have to be Manchester United taking on Newcastle United. And the big game for the week would have to be Liverpool taking on Manchester City at Anfield by 6:30 p.m. And the big question I'll throw out there to you listeners: who are you tipping to win those big fixtures, the Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona, and the Northwest rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester City, because it's 13 points. Manchester City are using 13 points ahead of Liverpool. Liverpool just have 10 points, sitting 10th on the log, and it looks like they are lost this season. And I'll fall back to you guys. What are you expecting this weekend?
City, Liverpool.
Yeah.
City.
Yep.
City
City
win.
to win.
4-1.
Boom.
Well, I expect a much closer game than what you just said. I think it's going to be very close. I mean, this is where we have to see the 12th man rather.
Yeah, the fans.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've
Never
seen them
walk
do it at
alone.
the Anfield Stadium against Barcelona and Liverpool. So
As the Champions League.
this is where we need the fans to come out and be solidly behind their team. I think it's going to be very close, and I think it's going to be 2-1 for City.
I see
2-1 for
I see
City.
Haaland scoring a hat-trick this weekend.
Well,
I don't
I'll
know why.
represent, Haaland will score an hat-trick. I'll represent the Liverpool fans. It's going to be 4-3 in favor of
So
Liverpool.
if you're playing
I
FPL,
don't
just
know.
captain Haaland,
Just
because
captain
I'm
Haaland.
seeing him scoring a hat-trick. Oh.
So it's going to be 4-3 in favor of Liverpool. And then it's time for us to take a bow out of this today. I'm sure you guys are going to have a lovely ride this weekend.
Of course.
And don't forget to like the page, drop your comments, and let's interact better. We are Sportyfied, and we are definitely unified on this board. I remain Ezekiel Billy, and the guys, we're signing out. Bless.
Where is your home of sports? Listen, the crazy thing about sport is that there is never a dull moment.
Yes, having uncommon conversations is the in thing here.
Football, tennis,
Formula One,
UFC, boxing,
athletics,
and many more.
They here. If you don't know, they here. If you don't know. Now why we they call them goats?
Sports Simplified. That's Sportyfied.
Who be your goats?